So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to today's video, and it is time to go over the FIFA 22 career mode features deep dive notes. So it might be a long video again. I don't know how long this is going to be. Obviously the gameplay one I did was very long, but there will be timestamps probably available as well. I know the Pro Clubs one came out too. I didn't cover that because for me, I want to cover the things that I'm excited about. Career mode, I would love to play, of course. Likewise, Master League. So if FIFA's gameplay this year is up to scratch, and they've improved it a lot, then we very well may do a very solid career mode. All right, so let me know your thoughts below, but we're going to be covering it all. There's a lot of cool things in the notes that I've taken note of. I will not be around over the weekend, so probably we'll get back to Master League next week, but we've got to decide what we're going to do, so stay tuned for that, because I'm going to be covering it all, and we've got to make a decision on what we're going to do. So let's dive into this. So the first thing we're going to talk about is create your club. So in FIFA 22, you now have the ability to create your own team and in manager career, which is something I know a lot of you have been passionately requesting over the years. Absolutely. I mean, creating your own club, I know you can do it in PES, kind of, but they give you the default players, but actually creating your own actual club, like emblems and all that, is something that we're hardly going to complain about. Just adds another layer of depth, another layer of depth. So, club identity. So you'll start by picking your club's name and the nickname, which will be used by the commentary team. So it's obviously predetermined of what you can pick. Next, you'll choose the league you want to play in, after which you'll choose the team you want to replace. So you'll replace a team within the league. So if you pick someone like the Premier League, Manchester United, you will replace United and they will no longer be in the league. It makes sense because you can't have 21 teams, in the Premier League. It has to be 20, etc. The number of teams participating in a league stays the same, while the team you replace goes into the rest of world teams. I see. So there we go. You can choose any league in the game, carving your path to glory from the bottom tier of a country's league system, or playing against the world's biggest teams in the top leagues. You will then choose a rival club from within your league. Matches against your rival will be treated with higher importance in our broadcast experience and benefit from additional news and coverage and stories. So there you go. You make your own story, folks, with the old rivalry matchups that are always good fun. I mean, I would probably recommend starting with a lower team and then trying to grow them. I'm presuming the teams and the players you select are not going to be great. I mean, why would they be? Maybe they will be. Kit, crest, and stadium customization. Now, this is the juicy stuff right here. You can customize your team's home and away kits, the club's crest, as well as your home stadium. There is plenty of variation to choose from, and you don't need to fear that your team is running out of style. Kits, crests, and your base stadium can be changed at the beginning of every season. So take note, folks, you will be able, after every season, to tweak things. So let's go ahead and run this video. So let's go through this. So there it is. There's the menus for you. Let's get rid of that. We've got customize home kit, customize away kit, customize the crest, and then the stadium. All right, so you pick that, you go through, you've got your primary, your secondary, your tertiary. What on earth is that? Tertiary? I have to Google that. Or am I an idiot? I don't know. Name and number, and then there's a selection of all the different things you can choose. You can see they are playing on the PlayStation. So there's your primary color, there's your secondary color. Then you can go back and customize your crest. So you can choose the shape. I don't know how deep this is. And then you've got the color. So it's just giving you a glimpse, nothing too extreme, but there's the premise of it. Create your own kits, crests, and everything else. So we're really excited to bring stadium customization into career mode in FIFA 22. You can pick from any of these base generic stadiums in the game and really make it your own. You can change its base color, seat color, and go deeper with changes such as the pitch pattern and the net shape. The atmosphere around your club can be changed as well, with a wide selection of goal songs, crowd charts, and walk-out anthems to capture your club's identity and style. Stadium customization is also available for existing clubs that don't have a licensed stadium assigned to them. Right, so it's not a full-fledged, like, create your own from the ground up. You're basically going to be using, like they say, a base generic stadium, and then you can tweak it, and you can add a little bit more flair to it. So let's go ahead and have a look. What was that there? I always like to see what options they have. So, home stadium, stands, pitch, and atmosphere. There's your choices. And I think the cool thing... Whoops, went down. I think the cool thing about the whole stadium thing is because you can do this every season, you start with a low team, make a really small stadium, you know, like 5,000, 10,000. And then every season, if you get promoted, then you up the stadium, you know, and it just adds a little bit of extra flair. So they've decided to pick this stadium. And you go to stands, you can pick... the different colors. You've got your seat colors as well. You've got your grass texture, so you've got circles, the spirograph, you've got the tartan, the thin horizontal, the argyle, pitch with football lines, and turf with no lines. So there you go. And you can also do the nets. Look at that, different variations. What was the first batch we had here? You got black, blue, checkered, black, white. You can do all different colors there, folks. Give it a little bit more... what's the word? Identity. There we go. Right, so that's that out the way. So nothing too crazy, as in they haven't gone too in depth of what you can do. Obviously, they're going to leave it to your imagination to do it yourself. And they'll probably show a little bit more down the line as well. So next up, we have Squad Builder. So this is a brand new team, or a brand new team needs players. That's very smart. And that's why my favorite part of Create Your Club is the Squad Builder. Here you'll be able to populate your new team with a starting group of players. When generating these players, you will have control over your squad's star rating and the average age of players. Before you commit to your new squad, you can play around with the various settings until you find a squad that you want to start your journey with. Alrighty. The nationality of your generated squad in your generated players in your squad is based on the nationality makeup of the players in the league of your choice. For example, let's assume that 7% of the players in the Premier League have French nationality. Each time a player is generated for your squad in the Premier League, there's a 7% chance they could be French. This keeps squads feeling authentic no matter what league you choose to play in. Okay. That's fair enough and smart. You know, they're doing all the hard work for you instead of having a whole team full of just one nationality. So here we go. This is it. You've got your overall rating. Why does that keep popping up? Sod off. Squad age, you can go young. Obviously middle age, old. You've got your transfer budget, 100 million there. And board expectations, youth focused. And then you kind of just... So what's he doing here? He's just pressing... you can press triangle to regenerate players. So you're just going through... Oh, okay. Hang on a minute. I was looking at the wrong thing. There we go. So he's looking at the overall rating. So you could choose, if you wanted, folks, a really top quality team. 5-star, compete against the Premier League teams. Or you could pick a 1-2 star, start at the bottom. You can go young, veteran, change the old budget. And there we go. And then you've got all the different options underneath of what they expect. Alright, not too shabby. Right, after setting your squad, you can also choose your starting budget and either go from humble beginnings or create football's next big spenders, as your transfer budget can start as high as 1 billion of your chosen currency. Core blimey. You can then choose your budget to sign new players to strengthen key positions as soon as you begin playing. Now, I'm not sure how many players it populates. It doesn't say how deep the squad is. Is it going to be 22 players, 32 players, 40 players? I don't really know. I would expect it to be... I mean, they've got to give you the luxury of obviously buying players. But it's all down to your own preference. Alright, up next we have board priorities. So last but not least, you're able to change your club's board priorities. These priorities can dictate the objectives you will receive in all categories. Note that domestic and regional priorities will be influenced by your team's star rating as well. So they give you an example. If you start a career with a 3-star club in La Liga, but you do have a high priority domestic objective, you will have an objective to avoid relegation in the first season. So you guys have got to take note of that. Given that your team is one of the weakest rated teams in the league, and a long-term objective for a top 4 finish in 4 years. So there are a variety of board priority presets built into the club creation flow to help you find the right philosophy for your club. If you want to experiment, you can also tweak each individual setting to hit your sweet spot and make each playthrough feel fresh. So there we go. Let's run this quick video. So yeah, this time you've got board expectations for a small club. Stop popping up, mate. You've got a football giant, you've got custom, and there it is. So, you know, if you really want to put yourselves under pressure, folks, then you can really rack up the board expectations. But if you don't perform, well, don't be surprised if you get the boot. All right, player career. So we've made significant changes and updates to player career in FIFA 22 in order to refresh the mode and make your player journey more memorable. Right, now, let's be honest, player career has been quite stale, so it is good to see that they have decided to try and refresh the mode. Konami, take note. Become a Legend needs some fresh paint. All right, coming on as a sub. So a new addition to FIFA 22 player career is the ability to come into the match from the bench. Our aim was to deliver the experience of a young prospect climbing the ranks to the starting lineup. Once you've made your way to the subs bench, you'll be able to jump into the next match from the moment in which your manager decides to sub you in. This will be showcased in the pre-match launcher, where you can choose to either play the remainder of the match or sim past it. So there we have it. I thought this was a video. No, it's not. But there we go. Players Waller, players control team, jump to result, customize. So you've always had that luxury of playing with either the player itself or you can just play with the whole team. Choosing to play the remainder of the match will take you to the pitch from the moment you are subbed in, with your new match objectives being revealed. We'll cover match objectives in greater detail later on. So there's a slight snippet here. So there it is. There's the substitution. There is Jurgen Klopp giving the new boy a rollicking. And there's the match objectives for you. So get a match rating of at least a 6.5, take 2 shots on target and score at least 1 goal. And there you go, some actual incentive to do things. And you basically, so you pick what you want to do. There you go, it's got a timer down here. Make your selection before the time runs out. So depending on what you pick, you'll get more experience points and better perks and all that as well. I was actually laughing a little bit here at Jurgen Klopp's shoes. Look at them, absolute dynamite, fire, red ones. Lovely jubbly. All right, manager rating. So, manager rating is the system that measures your manager or his manager's belief in you as a member of the squad. So, you'll start your career as a bench player, as you know, with the manager giving you reduced minutes to impress them. If you complete the objectives set for you, your pro will start to see increased playing time, potentially breaking into the starting 11. Well, it makes sense. So there it is, your place in the team. Your role in the squad for games is based on your manager rating. Start off as a sub and build your rating to earn your place in the lineup. Simple as that. Avoid not being selected and you'll lose stars and stuff. Right, on the opposite side of things, if you fail your objectives constantly, you will end up getting dropped. Performing well in training will allow you to get back in for a chance at redemption. But if you constantly fail to make the squad, you may ultimately end up transfer listed. Your pro's overall rating determines if they will be put up for transfer or on a loan. The requirements to make the starting 11 versus the bench are based on the quality of the squad, so you'll have little room for failure in a top club, as you'll have to be at your best to hold on to your spot in the starting lineup. While for lower rated clubs, you're more likely to be forgiven for failing. Well, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? So start off low, folks, and just increase yourself as the season goes on. The manager rating system is also in place for your relationship with the nation's international manager after you make the squad. By becoming one of the best players in your position in the country, you will be called up to the national team. Just like at your club, you'll need to train and complete match objectives to cement your place in the starting lineup and push your team forward to the glory. It just seems like, look, EA have done so much. You know, the career mode, they've redone kind of the player career, all this stuff, the gameplay. They've done this in, what, a year? It still makes me wonder what on earth Konami have been doing for the last 2 years. I know they're building this off a new engine, but they're still using the engine that was already on the mobile. I know. I had to get my sneaky Konami comment in there. Right, match objectives. So you will consolidate your starting position by successfully completing all new match objectives. They will be revealed to you as you step on the pitch, and also have the ability to enhance one of them and make it a personal goal for an extra player growth reward, which we'll cover in more detail later on. Oh, okay, so like before I did say you pick one. No, you'll have all those match objectives, but for an enhanced objectives, you pick another one. So there you go. You want to try and aim for all of these three, but if you want extra boost, then yeah, go for an extra enhancement. Alright, so the match objectives are generated based on a couple of factors. You've got your playing position, you've got the quality of your team compared to the opposition, and then you've got the formation your team is using compared to one of the opposition. I'm not really going to go over those in too much detail. You guys can always read up about it if you would like. I'll leave the link for this in the description. Right, so player growth on created players. So the FIFA 22 player career features an overhauled player growth system that puts the development of your creative players in your hands. It's all about earning experience points and leveling up your players as you progress through the career. What follows is specific to using a creative player. My words have gone today, folks. They've just gone. What follows is specific to using a creative player. Playing player career, there you go, with a real player will continue to work as it did in previous iterations. So there it is. Level 3, up, skill points, clutch save perk unlocked, and last defender perks. There are perks. We're going to be getting to that in a minute. Leveling up and earning XP. So earning XP will level up your pro and unlock skill points with each new level achieved. There are multiple ways to do this. You've got match rewards, as you know. You will earn XP at the end of each match you play. That's where you're going to get the vast majority of your XP. You've also got training. You can participate in 3 training sessions every week. The amount of XP you can earn from a training session varies depending on your preferred position. If you're a striker, you'll earn more training from shooting drills, which makes sense. You've got first time played bonus. We encourage you to try out all training drills by awarding an amount of XP when you play each of them. Good. Incentives are always a plus. Seriously, it's why I don't play my club, because there's no incentive to do so. Playing bonus. Each time you play a drill rather than simulate it, you will receive XP regardless of the grade you achieve. So there you go. More incentives to actually play the drill rather than sim it. And then enhanced match objectives. Completed the enhanced objectives will grant you extra bonus XP. A little video right here as the old pound. Just little cutscenes, you know, little cutscenes, folks, but cutscenes that actually mean something. So if we have a look, skill points, distance shooter perk unlocked. You had a good match rating, successful dribbles, successful crosses. What else do we have? And then it just kind of tells you your match rating. Corey got a 10 out of 10. Fantastic performance. Key passes, 2 goals from inside the box. And there we go. But, you know, just get along with the lads. Having a conversation with the boys in red. Once you've earned your share of XP, it's decision time. With each level up, you unlock a number of skill points to spend. So, moving on to the skill tree. We base player career skill tree on 2 pillars. We want to ensure that players' growth is in your hands. Previously, we had a system that grew attributes as you were playing matches. In this new approach, your pros' attributes will only grow how you want them to grow. Okay, nice. Attribute increases are significant and offer a noticeable improvement in gameplay. The attribute boosts you unlock with each skill point offer noticeable upgrades. While browsing through skill trees, you will also find archetype nodes which provide the biggest attribute boosts, allowing you to further customize your play style. Did I even say that word? Archetype? It's an interesting name, isn't it? There are multiple paths to success and plenty of room to experiment on your path to build your ultimate player. So here it is. This is the tree skill they've got. So we've got agility. Select this to improve how fast your player can change direction. Dribbling will determine how close you keep the ball, but you haven't got enough skill points to do that. This allows a player to be agile and quick on their feet. So yeah, you just choose what you want, folks. If you want to be an agile, nimble player, go for it. If you want to be a beast in the air, go for it. If you want to be a tall Peter Crouch type, go for that as well. Gives yourself a little bit more flexibility. Right, perks. So another exciting addition to player growth for creative players is the new perk system. Perks unlock as you level up, and you can equip up to 3 of them to take onto or into the match. Perks provide an additional performance boost on top of your attributes and trigger automatically when certain conditions are met. Keep an eye out for the perk activation icon that will appear in the overhead player indicator and in the performance widget in the top right corner of the screen. When the perk icon appears, its effect is active or are active. So yeah, right up the top there you can see them. The guy has a shot. It's an absolute belter of a finish. And yeah, he's off celebrating. If you want to look at that again. Nice little animation there of the keeper. Actually get to see some gameplay there. Ooh, I quite like that animation though. Struck it clean and true. Look at those net physics as well. Wow. They look really nice. With the old Football Kingdom coming back with the old net physics. So I just keep looking at them over and over and over again. Alright, that's enough. Anyway, look good. Alright, some perks can even boost your teammates, so it's up to you to decide if you want to invest everything in your own ability or bolster the team ahead of an important derby. Here are a few of the career mode perks. So you've got chance creation. You can boost passing out abilities for all teammates' vision and passing, crossing and curving. You've got attacking support, which is more about boosting attacking abilities like positioning, finishing, long shots. And then you've got defensive cover, which will boost defensive abilities for all the defensive awareness. So if this is like I said, if it's per match, obviously you're taking on a big game, Man United, Liverpool. Maybe you want a little bit more of a boost at the back, so you go for some defensive cover. The choice is yours. We've got another video here with the perks. So yeah, there they are, just showing you chance creation, defensive cover. There's a lot of depth to this, folks, isn't there? I'm telling you, EA have gone. They've obviously seen a lot of people are playing like the Be a Pro and all that stuff, so they really wanted to go a little bit more on that route, which is, always a positive. On top of these, here are the full list of available perks. They've got attacking perks. I'm not going to read them all out. I'll just go through the name of them. You guys can check them out if you would like. Or pause the video. There's an option. You got distant shooter, one-time shot, set piece beacon, clutch finisher. You got the hot streak. What's that one? Shooting attributes boosted for a short time, 15 minutes after you score a goal. Okay. Quick reply, shooting attributes boosted for 15 minutes after conceding a goal. Alrighty, you've got chance creation perks. So you've got assist streak. You've got skill dribbler, set piece specialist, active first touch. You've got threaded pass, precision pass, tireless runner, grants you a second wind and solid player traits. You've got pinpoint cross. Can't believe you just texted me, babe. Just made my my phone go off in the middle of a video. It's mental. We've got defensive perks, defensive closer. We've got last defender, lockdown, cool head, ball winner. We've got physical strength. Then you've got your goalie perks as well, with all those too. So there we go, folks. A lot of stuff. Right, dressing room atmosphere. Ooh, what is this all about? We've added dressing room cinematic sequences at the end of each match in player career. They reflect your team's and your player's latest performance, from celebrating trophy wins to the dramatic loss in a derby. One of my favourite sequences has to be the one where your player snatches the Man of the Match award while the team loses the match, putting the player in the awkward situation of trying to hide his trophy from his teammates. So they've added some, let's have a look at it, the old video. There we go. Allison getting all carried away, excited for the win. Just something different, isn't it? All the lads getting all jippity-dippity. So there you go. The old player atmosphere has been added too. So you got transfer updates. We've refreshed the transfer negotiation cinematic sequence to provide a more vivid experience as you try to get the best deals possible out of the negotiation. We've also added the ability to start or stop scouting your player from the transfer hub. Guys, remember these, don't you? The old negotiation, which we've been to time and time again. So they've tweaked that a little bit. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Why don't we get started? So what's the big difference here? I'm seeing not too many differences. I mean, those look like the same options that we had last year. Transfer fee, player swap, add-on clause. Well, they just added this beginning. I don't know. Introduction looks nice. We've refreshed... Oh, the cinematic. Okay, so there's not going to be any difference. Okay, it's just cinematic-wise. Alrighty. Okay, expanded stories. So one of our goals for FIFA 22 is to better celebrate achievements and career milestones. New items that are focused on your stats and accomplishments will trigger when any of these events happen. So when you reach 50, 100, 150, blah, blah, matches played or won or as a manager, when you win the Manager of the Month award and all that stuff. Once again, you guys can pause it if you'd like to read it. And here it is. Most goal involvements, new. The most goal involvements tells you how many Kylian Mbappe's been involved in. And the usual news down the left-hand side. Alright, moving on. On PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and Stadia, these accomplishments aren't just celebrated in the news. We've also added pre-match intro sequences in which the commentator team will pick up on what you've achieved. New cinematics such as new team warm-up sequences, locker room moments, teams inspecting the pitch as well as the groundskeeper making last-minute preparations will build up the intention for important matches ahead. If your team is underperforming in an important match, you might see the crowd leaving early. Ooh, isn't that quite interesting there? But you need the power of the next gen, folks, to be able to pull that one off. We've added a new reveal cinematic when you get a new managerial job, and we've also updated transfer announcement news to take place at the stadium, not just the press room. Your player career journey will be picked up by the commentator team with banter around transfer or loan moves, your debut, or when you're solidifying your place in the starting 11. So we've improved the quality of screenshots taken from the match and the news you receive when you return to the hub in order to make the stories more specific to your match experience. And last but not least, we refreshed the goal news from elsewhere commentary in English with former England and Arsenal WC player Alex Scott. There you go, the lady is arriving this year. Who's providing minute-by-minute updates to matches that are played simultaneously. Okay, so she's not the actual commentator. She's going to be giving you like updates of what's going on, which is still nice to see because you'd like to know what's going on elsewhere. We're using the latest tech to make sure that the transitions between the commentary team and Alex Scott sound as natural as possible. Well, that's always appreciated. All right, Dynmaic Tifos. We previously had to rely on existing player art in fan Tifos. Is that how you say it? Tifos? Sounds weird, doesn't it? Tifos. But that is now a thing of the past. In FIFA 22, if a player becomes one of the top-rated players in the team, or if they have a long tenure at the club, they can be used in the player Tifos display by fans ahead of an important match. So there you go. And that means any player, including all of the generated ones. So you can have a generated beast, he becomes an animal, and then you can put him there behind the goal. All right, the final point, authenticity. Whether you want to be a manager or a player, we know you are passionate about authenticity, so we'll keep holding the bar high with the inclusion of the UEFA Europa Conference League, as well as other additions which will be announced at a later date. Okay, they're adding this new competition as well. There you go, EA, always keeping up to date with things. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is the pitch notes for career mode. I'm sure there's more, and they'll announce more later on, maybe near a Gamescom. We'll see. I mean, me personally, they've got a lot of player career going on. Could be an option. If I'm being honest with you, I may even start a player career next season instead of a career mode. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I also like the facts that you can create your own club. You can use your own stadiums. And not just that, but the facts are you can redo the stadiums every season. So it gives you a sense of progression. You start off season 1, you're really low club, 5,000 fans maybe. Who knows, by season 5, you're playing in an 80, 90,000 capacity stadium, and it just gives you that sense of progression, which we all want in a football game or any kind of sports game. So there we have it. You let me know below in the comments, as always, if you're looking forward to any of this or your top 3 of what you're looking for. I'll leave the link for it in the description if you want to check it out. But we'll be back shortly with Master League. We'll figure it out. We'll get that sorted. And yeah, we'll be back very, very shortly with another video. But until next time, subscribe for more and take care.